Oh yeah, the Sideshow Pennywise is in the house. Hi guys, how you guys doing? So on today's video, as you can see in front of you, I'm gonna unbox and review the Sideshow on scale. This is the Tim Curry Pennywise figure. So yeah, let's start here with the box as usual. So you can see, fantastic box. It has like a VHS design to it, which is awesome. It's very like vintage-ish look. Again, you have a great shot of the, I think this is supposed to be like the movie poster, you know, back in the 90s with the IT logo. You had like the horror sticker down below, 6 scale. Again, here on the side you have the Warner Brothers logo, the movie. I mean, was it technically a movie? I thought it was like a TV series which was split in 2 parts. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Here on the back you have a lot of writing, and I haven't seen this from Sideshow in probably, you know, back in like 2006, 2007, when back then their figures were like, you know, 50, 60 bucks, and they usually had like a description of the figure and the movie. So as you can see there, let me zoom, if I can show you guys, pretty much talks about the movie and the figure. So you can pause the video and see. Then you have some production pictures of the figure, which is awesome. So yeah, this is your typical like box. You have a slip cover. Then you see the figure inside. Interesting story about this. I was supposed to get this one from my local retailer here where I live. It's about 20 minutes from my house. But when I contacted him, because I was expecting you know, a call every minute, so basically I told him, so where's the Pennywise figure? And he told me, well, I wasn't able to get it in time, so I'm on the wait list. And I was so pissed because he didn't tell me about that. So I said, screw it, I'm gonna go on Facebook and find one. So I found the figure the next day. It was obviously it's not a brand new figure, but I didn't care about that, so I was able to find a great deal on the Facebook groups and bought it the next day. And you know, it got to me in about a week and a half from the States. So again, interesting story about that. I was pissed because, you know, when I told him I wanted to get the figure, it was available to pre-order from Sideshow, but then I believe a few days or a week later, you know, it went to waitlist. So again, it doesn't matter now because I have the figure in front of me. So yeah, again, so yeah, let's continue with the box. You have this nice design throughout. You have the Pennywise name right there. Obviously 6 scale on the bottom. You can see the figure right there and some accessories. And here on the back, there's nothing, you know, same design, but you have the sideshow.com logo right there. So yeah, let's dig in and unbox this thing. Okay, so let's dig in. Again, hope everything is in frame. I was really excited to get this guy because, you know, I was waiting for like months again so that my retailer here in Canada would contact me. That's why sometimes I get my figures, you know, late, because, you know, I'm usually waiting about 3 or 4 months, because usually my reseller, what he does, he obviously orders from Sideshow, then he, you know, he waits to get the big pallet, you know, for other customers. And when he does get the pallet, you know, he obviously contacts everyone. So yeah, that's why it takes a while. So here you have 2 trays. You have the one on the bottom that contain the base, some balloons, some hands. There's a lot of hands actually, which is cool. You have George's ship right there. Yeah, and I think the biggest complaint so far is gonna be the base. They use like their typical base, which is fine. I mean, I like the design. But you have the logo right there, which they could have painted it in red, you know, the IT logo. So yeah, that's my only criticism, but it's okay because I'm not gonna use this base. I'm gonna use something else, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, first tray here is the figure, which is awesome. In fact, let me take him out real quick here. Show you like my first impressions. Yeah, so far I really dig the material. It's almost like a nylon material, almost like a raincoat. And yeah, very, you know, high quality. There's a lot of padding. There's like I don't know if it's just like a fat suit or he has different padding materials, but like the thighs, the calves, the belly. There's nothing on the arms. Yeah, look at that head sculpt. Holy shit! I've heard a lot of people saying that this is their best 1/6 scale figure, and honestly I can tell you right away this is the case. I mean, look at that head. Oh wow. That's Tim Curry right there, 100%. I like the hair. I don't think it's rooted hair. I mean, for the price, which was $280. Again, this actually needs some work. I have to comb the hair because there's a lot of like areas that's kind of bunched together. So that's not a big deal. It's not gonna take a long time to do, but yeah. Right out for the box, this thing is a contender of one of the best figures of the year so far. So yeah, there's another head right there, some accessories. So yeah, let me take this obviously from the box, and what I'm gonna do also, I'm gonna watch the movie again because it's been a while, probably 6 years. And what I also got is this documentary from Amazon. This is Pennywise, the story of it. I got this, and this is about 2 hours long, and with the movie being over 3 hours, I think it's 3 hours and 20 minutes. It's gonna take me a while, but for you guys it's only gonna be about a second. So yeah, we'll come back and continue with the accessories, so stay tuned.
You're gonna say hello?
Okay, so here's all the accessories laid down on the table, minus the heads. Yeah, you have a lot of hands with the figure, which is awesome. And what I like about Sideshow is for every hand that they make, the peg right there is included, which is nice. So obviously if the peg actually breaks, you can just swap it with another hand. Yeah, you have great details on the gloves, as you can see. So you have a bunch of them, open hands, gesturing hands. You have a pointing finger, this goofy one. You have like the monster hands, which are awesome. Similar to the Hot Toys one, although the Hot Toys one, it's kind of like a werewolf, like crazy hand design. So this is very like alien-esque. And again, the wrinkles right there, the paint applications. I mean, Sideshow really did something great right here, which is surprising, considering their last horror figures, which was like the Freddy, the Jason. They did the Ghostface. Those are pretty much average, but this one they went all out. And here you have a hand that hold the 3 balloons. And again, what's cool is these are metal, these strips design, these are metal, and this is quite heavy, so I'm wondering over time if the hand can handle this much weight. And again, same with this. You have a plastic balloon, but you have like a metal string, and this actually goes into this end right there. There's a small peg. So yeah, it's very nice design. I really like how they did this, unlike the Hot Toys one, where you have to plug the strips inside the hand. This is very like genius. It's a very great design, so great for Sideshow right there. And again, the base, again, pretty typical base for a 6 scale figure from Sideshow. Again, would have been cool if the IT logo would have been red, or they could have given us like the movie poster kinda like on the box right there. That would have been really cool. Again, there are a couple ways you can deal with this. You can either buy a custom stand, kind of like what I did with the Michael Myers figures, or you can just use it and maybe paint like the IT logo yourself or something. Again, it's not a big deal for a lot of people, but for me this is kind of like it's very cheap. Again, that would have cost them maybe a couple of cents in paint, just to paint this in red. That would have been awesome. So yeah, again, accessory wise, very good. And obviously, before I forget, the last one is George's boat right here. I really like the textures on this. It's very like almost paper material, which is good. So yeah, obviously in the old movie it wasn't yellow like the new one. So yeah, it has this like paper mache material. Obviously it was made from a newspaper. So yeah, very nice. Very good amount of accessories, so very happy with this. So yeah, let's look at these awesome heads. You have 2 of them. Wow, the details. I mean, this could almost pass for like a Hot Toys head. That's how great the quality is. You see the eyes right there. I'm wondering if the eyes are separate pieces from this head sculpt. That's what Hot Toys usually do. but Sideshow right here did a great job, especially on the mouth. You see the teeth right there, the glossiness, it's fantastic. I know for a fact that those are actually an individual piece, because if I flip the head right there, you can see right there they've added this extra piece. So I think the head, the eyes I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, look at that, the wrinkles, the expression. And paint application is simple because most of it's white, but you almost have this, like, you know, crackling effect. You have the wrinkles on the eyes right there, the clown makeup. And their hair really surprised me, it's very soft. It's almost like cat hair in a way, it's weird. They probably use this synthetic material. So again, you can pose this, very easy to pose. If you like wanna, you know, buff it out. Yeah, I really like this expression. It's gonna be difficult to choose between this head and the other one. So yeah, speaking of the other one, this is a more menacing head. As you can see right there, you have the open mouth and you have the longer teeth, almost like a demon-esque. The color of the eyes are different on this one. You can see they have like orange color, and the regular is pretty much like blue, greenish blue. And again, the position of the eyebrows is different. And yeah, it's gonna be again difficult to choose which one to put on a figure. I think this one goes really well with like the alien hands. I think so, yeah. Again, would have been cool to see a third head sculpt, which again was in the movie at the end. It's almost like the showing you guys here on the documentary. It's like the acid burn head from the end of the movie. One of the kids actually throws a car acid on his face, and you have this like deformed look and burned look. If my camera can focus right there, yeah, see. So again, that would have been cool to see, but again, I'm not complaining. So yeah, let's take a look at the figure. So yeah, like I said, here's just the body, just a quick look at the body. Again, I'm really surprised with this because the articulation is fantastic. The joints right here on the shoulder are actually very interesting, because actually I'm gonna show you this. This whole top part of the body is like a rubberized piece. So I think it's about, you know, until the abdomen. So because of that, when you're moving the arms back, you hear this squeal. So that's interesting to see. Again, it's very cool design. It's actually very cool that they sculpted the details on the neck right there. So again, this piece, if I'm feeling it, probably ends right there, so which is cool, very cool to see. Again, I haven't seen this in the other reviews, nobody was talking about this, so that's a great surprise. I'm not sure if the neck can actually move forward, almost like the Venom figure, but I don't think it does. You have a small ball joint right there, and again you have some layers of material. Again, it's like a nylon feel, almost like a raincoat. It's similar to the Art the Clown by Trick or Treat Studios, but this is, the quality is very good. It's a lot thicker. You have the, I don't know what you call these, the puffy things on his chest. And again, it's interesting because you have the zipper in front, but actually in the movie the zipper was supposed to be on the back, and on the front you had like a black strip. So yeah, it's gonna be very difficult for you guys who want to customize the figure if you want to take it apart, because these are actually sewn onto the zipper, so you have to take these apart, then zip the figure. And it would have been interesting to see that on the back, because that was more movie accurate. Again, I'm gonna talk about that later on. I just saw the documentary, it was about 2 hours and 10 minutes long. So there's a lot of information about the makeup, the suit. So yeah, very accurate. Again, there's a lot of padding. You have your typical articulation, although because of the padding it's gonna be hard. Again, it's a double ball joint, because you know, it's not gonna do a double bend, because, or at least not a complete one, because there's padding there, so there's gonna be some friction. And as you can see, the body is very squishy, which is interesting. Yeah, you see the feet right there, have some mud on them. Yeah, very big fan of the suit and how Sideshow made this. You have the vest right there, which is a separate piece, and it's crazy how they did these small details. I think that's like a printing thing that they done on the back right there. and everything is very form-fitting, which is cool. Again, I saw the movie and he was pretty puffy. Again, I think it's because of the suit, because Tim Curry wasn't that big, wasn't overweight, so yeah, very puffy. It's very fitting for a clown, so that's cool. Excellent body. Again, you have on the figure, it comes with 2 relaxed hands, and what's cool is actually the body is white, so that's very awesome. Again, they could have used a regular body with like a regular like beige human type skin color, but again they went for white, so it's very cool. Again, 0 visible joints on this one, which is nice. Again, the collar is a separate piece again, and I have to like puff this up a little bit to make it more accurate to the movie, because as of right now it's pretty squished. So again, this goes over the neck. So yeah, excellent design here by Sideshow. You guys went above and beyond to create these awesome figures. Again, very accurate to the movie, with the striping of the materials, the proportions of the body look excellent. Again, Tim Curry wasn't a very big guy. I think he was average weight in height, you know, 5'8" or so. So it's not as big as Bill Skarsgård, which is the latest Pennywise. Again, I'm going to do some comparisons towards the end of the video. So yeah, excellent body here, guys. So yeah, we'll be back with the full. I'm gonna assemble the figure, put some heads on, and yeah, we'll be back. Yeah, so here's a quick look. Again, nothing too crazy for the minute. I'm gonna save that for later on the video. Again, I just popped the pointing finger hand, and this thing is creepy as hell, guys. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like clowns or spiders, but this is gonna freak a lot of people that are gonna come into to see my collection. And again, here, what I said earlier about the color, this thing is gonna actually need some work because it's very squished at the moment. So yeah, just take your time, take a few seconds here, just put this up, make sure it's as accurate as you can get it to the movie. Again, I know a lot of people don't care about this kind of stuff, but I really like my figures to be as accurate as they can get. So again, same thing here on the back. Just put a finger right there. Make sure you're gonna split the color a little bit. It's gonna be difficult on the back because it's actually sewn right there. Yeah, it's not perfect, but again, it's not far from the movie. And that's just nitpicking, but again. So yeah. Again, I love the suit, and I like how, you know, simplistic the pose is, but because the, you know, the figure, it's so creepy and has this presence. You know, he doesn't need crazy poses in order to make him pop in the collection. So yeah, just pointing right there. Again, the base, I'm not a big fan of, but he does the job. So yeah, just him standing there, like I said, the proportions are excellent. Again, I saw the movie, I saw the documentary, and yeah, it's great. Again, it's my second time seeing the movie. I haven't seen the movie in like 6 years. I prefer the new movie with Bill Skarsgård. I think it's creepier than this one, but again, it's interesting because this again was supposed to be like a TV series, and at first it was supposed to be like between 8 and 10 hours long, but because of budget constraints and everything like that, it went down to like 3 hours and 20 minutes, and it was still a successful movie. There was obviously a lot of elements that were cut from the book. So yeah, and obviously Pennywise had different designs. At first, there was a shot in the documentary where like the cheeks were a lot poofier. They went from like different designs in order to come up with this look, which is like basically they designed like a bulbous head. It's like a separate piece that they've added to Tim Curry, you know, and added like this typical clown nose. Very simple paint job, which I guess was very effective for the time, because again it's a very creepy clown design, and I'm sure back in the 90s a lot of kids were freaking out about the design. So again, very accurate suit. The color of the suit is very accurate. Pretty much, it's almost like perfect, and it's really rare when you see like a perfect figure. Again, there's a couple of things I don't like how the hair is on the back. It's almost like you know, dreads. Here you have to take a comb and take a few seconds and just, you know, open the hair up. But it's not bad. And again, for the price that Sideshow was charging us, which was $280 plus tax and shipping, is not bad. Again, I remember back in the day when like their figures, like the Friday the 13th figures, the Freddy's, they had Terminator figures. Back then they were like 45 to 50 bucks, guys, which is crazy. When now they're pretty much charging Hot Toys prices for their figures, which again I was disappointed with their Jason and Freddy. The Jason one, I had to actually done a custom head from like Once Custom because that mask was shit. The proportions wasn't right, and this one again, straight from the box, there's not a whole lot that this figure needs, maybe other than a custom base. But yeah, there's other presents. The sculpt is excellent. I like the hair. Again, you can pretty much pose the hair however you want. If you want the hair like closer to his head or like more accurate to the movie. Again, the hairline is very accurate, as you can see. It ends pretty much on the back of his head, kind of like he's losing his hair. So yeah, paint application. Again, there's not a whole lot because the head sculpt is white, but all the wrinkles are on the right places. The eyes are exceptional. As you can see, they have like that glossiness, especially the teeth right there, the makeup on his lips. So yeah, it's excellent. So yeah, let's do some fun crazy poses, guys, and go from there. You'll float too. Okay, so this is the base that I'm gonna use for the It figure. This comes from the Trick or Treat Studios Sam figure. So again, since I don't like the Sideshow one, this is what I'm gonna use. Again, I did some weathering on the edges and whatnot to make it more realistic, but I really like this base a lot because it has like synthetic, almost grass. Again, it's not accurate to the movie, because in the movie, like especially at first when you see Pennywise, there's an opening like right there, so it's not 100% accurate, but I think this will work. Again, it's nicely detailed, it's hollow inside, but again, it's not a big deal, you're not gonna see that. I like the details. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna use. So yeah, let's see how the figure sits on top. We're gonna do some poses. Oh yeah, it's looking good, it's looking good. Yeah, so this definitely works, as you can see. The figure is a little bit wobbly on the base because there's no crotch grabber or anything like that, so there's some adjusting to be made to the figure, you know, with the feet, but I think this looks very nice. Overall, I'm really digging the design. Again, very realistic figure. Again, I've been collecting 1/6 scale figures since 2009, and when I unboxed this guy, you know, he really felt special, felt really realistic for such a small figure. Again, 1/6 scale, you know, some people might find them big, but you know, once you collect 1/4 scale or bigger, these are not that big in hand. So yeah, it felt very impressive. The quality is excellent. Again, the head sculpt is probably the best thing about the figure. It's very realistic, and those eyes, those piercing eyes, is amazing. Again, it would have been cool to see the other head sculpt with the battery acid on. One of the best things about the documentary right there is when they talk about the makeup, the different looks of the face when they sculpted it, so that's very awesome. Again, I recommend the documentary. Is about $20 to $30 on Amazon, and if you like horror documentaries like me, again, I have the Freddy one, the Jason, the two Jason ones, the Crystal Lake Memories, and the old one on the DVD. If you like the horror documentaries and want to know more about these characters, I highly recommend it. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of it, especially this original one, I prefer the new look. It's always cool to know how they did the makeup and everything like that, especially towards the end of the movie where you have the giant spider. You have the different creatures throughout the movie, like a werewolf, a mummy. So that's always cool to see how they did that. But yeah, excellent design here. I dig the whole look. Very high quality piece from Sideshow. It's actually surprising, because when they do 1/6 scale figures, they are usually, you know, basic. But this one, again, I hadn't had the Sideshow figure since 2021, since the Pretty Woman Leatherface, but this one blows it out of the water. It's not even funny. It's a masterpiece. Okay, so here's another pose with the balloons. Again, I'm not sure how this is going to hold up over time, because the balloons, basically the strings, are die cast, and it's pretty heavy for the hand. So it's actually, if I'm just, yeah, it's pretty wobbly right there. I think the elbow and the shoulder are gonna hold the pose, but it's gonna be wobbly over time, I think. And again, the figure's not standing on a base, so if the balloons are gonna tilt, the whole figure is gonna fall. So I have to be careful when doing my displays into my horror section. And speaking of the horror section, my next video is gonna be pretty much an update on my horror section. Obviously I'm gonna put the Pennywise there, so it's gonna be interesting to see. I have to shift some figures around, but yeah, this guy deserved the space, so yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And again, I'm lucky that I have the space to do it, but I usually like to display the boxes behind the horror figures, so it looks more, you know, full in terms of the space. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome to see. So yeah, this is the version with the 3 balloons. Again, what I like about Sideshow is they include the pegs with all the hands, so if one breaks, you can you know, replace it easily. If my camera can focus, yeah, come on, man, come on. Yeah, there you go. They all have the pegs. So yeah, this is the 3 balloons, very awesome. Okay, that look how creepy this guy is. I mean, it's not even funny. God damn. God damn. Okay, and for the yellow balloon here, it's interesting how they did this. It's basically in 2 pieces. So you have this end right there that has the string at the bottom, and there's a hole. It's actually, I prefer this rather than the Hot Toys design. It's a lot easier, it pegs in there, it's pretty solid, as you can see. So yeah, this is a great accessory. Very nicely engineered. As you can see, it's not gonna fall out. So that's cool. That's cool. And wow, this second head sculpt is very freaky. As you can see, this is like a lounging pose, grabbing his victims. But yeah, big fan of this head sculpt too, especially with the teeth right there. And this one again has a different color for the eyes. It's like the demonic look. So hopefully, who knows, maybe some third party is gonna make like the extra head sculpt with the acid. I think that would look very awesome on this figure. You know, I understand Sideshow with their pricing. Again, I don't think that they've given us a third head sculpt with the other figures, maybe with some clone troopers. But again, that head right there, the whole acid on the side, it's got, almost has like the two-faced look. That would have been cool. So who knows, maybe down the line. But yeah, this guy has a big presence right there. Very curious to see how he's gonna look with those alien hands. Yeah. In fact, let me do this right now. Let me just set my camera down for a second. I'm gonna do this live with you guys. Right there. And that's again what I like, is the hands are very easy to swap. Basically, boom, no effort. There, boom, just swivel them, boom. Put the alien hands in. Or I think they're supposed to be like alien hands. I know the other Hot Toys, they're pretty much like werewolf hands. Boom. Give me a second right there, guys. And then boom. So then all you have to do is put these sleeves back. And like I said, it's a great touch that the body underneath is white. It matches the figure, so boom. Again, very poseable. Okay, let's put this guy back on the base. There you go. Wow. That's great right there. And I like this look a lot as well. Those hands are very gnarly, very detailed. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's very fun figure to pose. There's not a lot of limitations. Again, the only one I would say is the head sculpt. I wanted earlier to do like the look where he's kind of leading forward. And with this head especially, because the mouth is open, there's not a whole lot of range in terms of looking, you know, forward like this. Yeah, look at that. Oh my god, this thing is awesome, man. I'm so happy that I pulled the trigger, and I would recommend, if you're thinking about buying this one, I would recommend to do it right now, because he's gonna go up in price. Like, you know, I would say before the summer ends, this guy is gonna be pricey on eBay. Who knows, $400 or $500. Because Sideshow usually they don't reissue their figures, although they did reissue the Freddy and Jason, because those figures went up in price at some point, especially the Jason one. So hopefully they continue this horror, you know, line. It's gonna be interesting to see maybe a Pinhead. I know 3-0 did one a couple years ago, but if Sideshow can pull that, you know, maybe even a 1/6 scale Chucky and Tiffany headset, that would be awesome. So again, crazy figure right there, guys. Again, make sure to stay until the end of the video. I'm gonna do a showcase, you know, mess up with the lighting and everything. And look at that there. It's gonna eat you whole. Such a crazy design, guys. Again, it's very simplistic. It's basically just a clown design, but the whole concept of Pennywise, you know, I always liked. Gonna have to mess up with the hair again to, you know, style it more. Yeah, excellent figure. Okay, and a size comparison here with my two other clowns in the collection. Again, this is the remake Pennywise, I guess. There's Terrifier, Art the Clown. And again, he looks very good with them. Obviously, he's the shortest out of the bunch. The actor who plays Art the Clown, I think he's about 6'1", 6'2", and then Bill Skarsgård being the tallest. Obviously, he's on the base, but this one is almost 13 inches tall, so that's accurate because the actor is like 6'3"-ish, 6'4" maybe. So that's how they look together. Again, what I liked about this one is that you can put the extra head in there. And again, this one has like sculpted grass, which on the Trick or Treat base is like synthetic, so yeah, who knows, there's gonna be a new Pennywise series. It's called Welcome to Derry, so who knows, maybe Hot Toys is gonna give us a brand new Pennywise. That's gonna be cool. So very exciting about that. Again, there's a comparison between the boats. Obviously, that's the old one, this is the new, from the new movie. That's interesting right there. Again, I really like this one. You have the clear, almost like resin. I know it's plastic, but with the blood effect. I like this almost like marble texture to the base. Yeah, again, this one has the simple base. That's why, you know, I'm gonna use the new one. And again, similar design to this one. Again, is the exact proportions, the same height. They could have easily put like the poster right there on the base. Again, this I buy this in China. They're about 20 bucks a piece plus shipping, which is not a lot. And again, you know, even like the nameplate below. Again, come on, Sideshow, you made such an awesome figure, but the base sucks. Again, I know some people don't care about that, but when you're giving us a masterpiece like this, it deserves a better base. So again, same with the Michael Myers figures. I have the exact same base from the seller. Again, so that's awesome. Again, this is a diorama base, which I do prefer in my figures. So yeah, it's not too bad. Again, other than the base, I have nothing else to complain about the figure. Maybe the range, you know, for the heads. Other than that, the body, as you can see, is pretty flexible. Again, it has a nylon suit, so there's no limitations there. It's not gonna crease over time or get damaged. So yeah, that's fantastic. Maybe one other thing that would have been cool, again, in the movie he was pretty clean, but maybe some dirt effects. But yeah, he was pretty clean overall, maybe, which is weird because he's a creature that lives in a sewers. Even the Hot Toys one is very clean, which again, in this particular movie he was a lot dirtier. And again, there's a comparison. This is like the werewolf claws versus like the alien kind of ones, insectoid kind of. 3 fingers right there. So yeah, definitely a must. I would grab this guy with no hesitations. if you obviously have a horror collection. But even as a stand-in piece, he looks marvelous. This is insane, guys. Obviously I had to try the older Pennywise inside the new Pennywise's base, and this is insane right there. Yeah, this works very well. Again, I used this one of the alien hand. I put George's boat right there. That's creepy. Wow, very creepy. With those eyes right there looking up. Let me actually adjust my lighting here so I can make a creepier scene. Yeah, cut the light here. Second, guys, I'm gonna cut the light on the other side a little bit. Right there. Yeah, this is looking very creepy already. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. Yeah, man, this is insane. If you have the Hot Toys base, you know, you could put one of the heads inside as well, or maybe even buy another one of these. I think they're pretty pricey on eBay, but I think it's worth it. Boom, look at that. Final conclusion, guys, this thing is excellent. I will recommend this in a heartbeat. It comes with a lot of accessories, a very nice box, which I'm going to display behind the figure. 2 head sculpts, again some crazy hands. The only thing is, again, is the base, but again, that's fixable. If you guys you know, want to buy one on eBay, they're about $20–30. It's worth it. You can even customize them. You can ask the seller to add different, you know, designs to the. You don't have to have the movie poster. You can just send him a picture of the pose that you want for the base in terms of the design. He's gonna do it for you. So I'm gonna actually put the link down below if you wanna get a new base. But yeah, worth the figure, worth the price. Again, I think it was about $280, which again is considerably pricey since it's a Sideshow figure, but it's done very well. Again, the proportions, the color of the suit, it's very accurate to the movie. Again, I just watched the movie the other day, and the special features on the documentary right there, and it's, you know, it's bang on. Again, would have been cool to have an extra head sculpt, but again, I'm just nitpicking. So yeah, excellent design, very well done figure. So again, guys, make sure to subscribe, like the video. It's gonna help the channel a lot. Again, my goal is to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to stay until the end of the video. I'm gonna do some showcases with this guy, and make sure to watch my next video, which is gonna be pretty much an update to the horror section of my multi-scale collection. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Have a nice day, and see you soon.